The first step in assembling lasagna roll-ups is you want to just gently boil these lasagna noodles. Now these are the oven-ready noodles, which means that you don't have to boil them for 15 minutes or 8 minutes or whatever the package would say on a regular lasagna package. And they're pliable after just 30 seconds. Now what I've done is I have gone ahead and boiled these for about 20-30 seconds a piece, which they do start to harden a little bit. You can see it's rollable, but it could snap. So what I'm going to do is I poured some of the boiled water into a bowl, and then all you have to do is soften it up by putting it back in there again and lay it back on the towel. You want a nice clean kitchen towel to work with. And then just put them back in the bowl, soften them up. And once we get through this process, then we're going to go ahead and start rolling up the lasagna noodles. Now, normally with a lasagna, you wouldn't have to cook these at all in water because you're just going to layer them. But because we're not layering and we need to be able to roll them, they have to be more pliable. These do come rather, hard and stiff, so they obviously would break if you tried to roll them. So the next step will be to add some sauce to our dish so that we have a nice bed of sauce to place these on. And then we're going to start rolling up the noodles. As you can see, I've already assembled some of these. Now, what we're going to do is we take you've already mixed your ricotta cheese with your mozzarella, your Parmesan, also your meat mixture, and a little bit of the sauce. So all that is already put together. And we take a heaping 1/3 cup and place it at the end of the noodle. And then you're going to go ahead and spread it out to about 1/4, about 3/4 spread, and then leave about 1/4 open at the end. And then just go ahead and press this down. You want to try to keep it even like that. Just press it in. As you can see, some of the cheese is sticking out, but again, with regular lasagna, would normally layer these ingredients. You wouldn't include the sauce inside with the cheese. You would layer the cheese, you would layer the sauce and the meat and so on. But with a roll-up, everything's inside. It would be way too hard and too messy to try to put the sauce on top of everything else. So then you're going to take the end that is closest like that and just roll it up, and you're going to take seam side down and you're going to put it into the pan, and we will just continue with that until we have them all rolled up. As you can see, I've been rolling these, and we're just going to continue with these last two. Get them into the pan. You want them to be nice and snug, and just, as you can see, I did put 1 cup of sauce. That's all you need. You don't want to overwhelm the bottom of the pan. Just a little bit so they don't stick. Now we have, as you can see, all of the roll-ups inside the pan. The next step is to cover the roll-ups with your sauce. So we can go ahead and put that on there, and then just use the back of a spoon to spread it across. The key here is you want all of your noodles to be covered, so that none of the pasta ends up being stiff after it's baked. So make sure that you get sauce over every edge of the noodle, and then we're going to cover it with aluminum foil and bake it in the oven. And then afterwards, we're going to take it out, sprinkle a little bit of cheese onto it, and stick it under the broiler real quick just to brown that cheese. And then afterward, you want to let them rest on the stovetop or on a cooling rack for about 15-20 minutes before you cut into them, and that will make it easier for you to cut. So meanwhile, you can chop up your salad or do whatever you want to do. Get your guests a drink, and you'll be all set. So once we got this all covered, then we're going to go ahead and cover it with aluminum foil, and that will keep the moisture inside. You don't want to leave it uncovered because that can make the sauce dry out. So we're going to go ahead and cover it up, and we'll put it in the oven.